Everyone, this is Shannon Scott coming to you from Leroy, Illinois, and Oak Grove Cemetery. The Buzzard Mobile and I were on our way to another final destination, another cemetery about 20 miles from here. And that is where we'll be stopping. And if you're kind of bored or just hanging out, interested, that's always a plus. I think we've got a very entertaining kind of final destination video today. Pun intended, of course. Let me see if I can get this ant out of my shoe. I have a black ant, a giant army ant, climbing around on my shoes, so that's always fun to contend with. But, on the way to other cemeteries, or maybe the one we have in mind the most, we get distracted by others as we go through these small towns. And, if you're just cruising through Leroy, Illinois, or close enough, Oak Grove Cemetery is a plush cemetery. And I would say 1830s. Again, I don't know a lot about the history. I've literally just kind of come off the road to check it out. But one of the first things that pops out to me is the amount of Egyptian obelisks, again, which seems to be kind of the nation's symbol here in the mid-19th century. And, to some degree, the Washington Monument is a factor, but at the same time not. I mean, I really associate a lot of these graves with, heavy-duty Freemasonry, and you have to think about a lot of these farmers are German and Austrian, and so, all of that connection is there. But it's interesting how the Christian cross, I don't want to say gets overlooked, but as far as the cemetery landscape goes, we don't really see a lot of prevalency with it till the late 19th century, early 20th, and then really becomes the predominant symbol after the American Depression in cemeteries. But this one has the most Egyptian obelisk I've ever seen in one cemetery. And saw one of a kind of a woman down here, although it's a cast iron headstone. Amazing it survived all of the winters. I guess it speaks to the manufacturer, the maker. But this is the grave of Catherine Pierce, who was born in 1799, and she died in 1872. And it's like an arrow, too, pointing towards heaven, which I think is a part of the meaning there, but it also has that kind of definitive obelisk shape. But, I just love these cemeteries that are nestled between farms and, old oak groves, as the name goes. And to the people of Leroy, Illinois, my hat's off to you all. I mean, clearly you have a lot of reverence for the military, and you find a plethora of Revolutionary War soldiers out here, and War of 1812 and Civil War and all the rest. But isn't it just amazing what you find in the smallest of towns? And, it speaks to the great American culture, the agriculture culture. Let's face it, we've got our farmers here, we've got our stone cutters, a lot of what I would guess would be stone from Indiana. I'm not sure about the marble quarry past of Illinois, but I would say this granite coming from maybe some of the area, limestone too, but a lot of marble, impressive. But I just love how you find these great artworks just sitting next to a tree in the middle of some farmland. And one of the ones or monuments that stood out to me was this obelisk, these broken obelisks draped with the veil of life, tied together so union expression like with the golden cord for the couple. And it's almost like the husband and wife have been draped, and the pyramid points are gone for the obelisk to show that the light of the family is no more. It has been muted, snuffed out, or at least in the earthly idea. Beautiful mold growing on top of it there. But look at that. See those tassels, and right there in the middle between the couple, and I think probably the height The taller one represents the husband, and the slightly shorter one, the wife. But who knows? Maybe she was 6'11", he was 5'5". I don't know. But that is one piece of carving there. I mean, you've got the pedestal base, and it looks like a second pedestal there. So, 3 steps for the Trinity. Really, the names are illegible. And then everything else from the third step up appears to be one carving. But I was really just drawn to it and pulled over from the beauty of the forest nearby. And it kind of pulls you back, the way it kind of wiggles or weaves rather through the tree line. And that, of course, to the wanderlusting taphophiles like myself and perhaps yourself, it's enough to draw you in, make you throw the car in park and see where it goes. And I think I'm probably stepping over some unmarked graves. Apparently there was an earlier cemetery called Conway Cemetery nearby that maybe tied to a Conway, Illinois, I don't know. But there was a gentleman, maybe Michael Conway, who was kind of the benefactor name of that. And that cemetery was destroyed a long time ago. And a number of family removed here to Oak Grove. But, I mean, off to the right in the distance, but got a farmer's field of some kind, maybe beans. And then it just goes down here and dead ends at a rather old fence with its posts. And I'll see if I can get a zoom on the corn stalks. Oh, we've got a hunter's nest up there. But yeah, trying to avoid the poison ivy, as you do. But let's see if we can get some of that. It's hard to see out there, but yeah, you got corn rolling over the hill. And the forest is kind of weaving down near a creek. Just kind of a look back. Found one little grave of a child. She has a little posy flower, and the location of her grave is interesting. She's behind possibly a Revolutionary War soldier's grave. Might take a look at that as well. It's got a new flag. Again, the reverence for the military here is notable. But yeah, this is little Sylvia, who's kind of down here at the edge all by herself. Makes you wonder, there's some other graves here you just can't see, but she only lived to 7 months and 24 days. She died 1876 on February 17th. She was the daughter of initial A.M. and E.L. Hopper. And I love how a fan of Sylvia's, placed those silk flowers there. But yeah, you see the posy flower kind of central, and also that obelisk shape that's quite notable. Okay, yeah, so we've got a Civil War soldier. This is J.H. Baldock. Looks like he was a colonel or COF, 9th Kentucky Cavalry. And always a favorite. I think they just are meant to be on headstones. Daddy Long Legs, which growing up in Illinois, we just considered one of the regular animals around here. Well, again, this is just a stop today for me in the world of grave talks. We've got another 20 miles to go before we hit our final cemetery, where we have quite a surprise for everybody. Just wanted to catch that late day light, though, as it'll involve a monument. But we appreciate you supporting the channel, Grave Talks, and it means a lot. I think about sometimes what it really takes in this world to make a channel go, and we lead busy lives, and we always try to keep it a little smarter than the rest, a little classier, a little less dumbed down. That's just kind of not the world. So we're trying to figure it all out, make this channel take off at some point. So we'd appreciate everybody considering sharing it. we can get to that hallowed 1,000 subscribers, and I can't remember if it's 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours in a year, but we can monetize this and really take off and do a lot more. But again, to the people of Leroy, Illinois, to anybody coming through Leroy, Illinois, really want to thank you for the attention and clearly the care and love that you've given to Oak Grove Cemetery. And it was my honor to stroll around in it today. So thanks for watching, guys, and hang in there. Within the hour, we'll have another great video up for you, and one that has had really world influence. So that's the tease. You guys be good.